Okay, this is a side-by-side analysis of Josh White and Albert Smith. So Josh, I'm going to go over your setup here first. I want you to note what's important here on our setup is our wide base and that our weight is evenly distributed on both legs. We're not loading up on our back leg or we don't have weight on our front leg. It's kind of 50-50. And you can kind of tell that from what Albert's got going on here. Got a great setup, evenly balanced. It'd be like if somebody came by and tried to push him over. He's got such a solid base that they wouldn't be able to do so. Okay, let's look at what you got. You got a wide base, a little bit wider than your shoulder. Maybe you could be a little bit wider, but that's okay. Albert's actually too wide, I think. But we got a wide base, and one of the things is, where do you think your weight looks to be? Some of your weight looks to be on this side. Your weight doesn't, you got a little bit more weight on your rear side than you do on your front side, okay? So what I'd like to see on your setup is a little bit more of an even distribution between your weight. So instead of the triangle leaning a little bit back, I'd like to see it leaning forward, okay? So we go through it. We see our feet are lined up with the picture, our knees, our hips, and our shoulders. That's a pretty good setup. You're not dipping down your rear shoulder. A lot of guys have dipping your shoulders and you got them up, and that's why you got, the reason why you're doing that is because you have your rear shoulder at a good angle and you get your hands up right behind your ear, just like Albert does, okay? Good angle on the shoulders. Everything's looking good. The only thing I see that I don't like is, remember I tell you guys in your setup, make sure your bat's always pointing at the catcher. Your bat's kind of doing this over the shoulder, sort of like a burlap bag. If you're carrying a burlap bag over your shoulder, it's kind of like that, like you're a hobo or something. So let's go ahead and start this swing and see what happens. Okay, we're going to go in slow motion. We're going to try to match you guys up here, okay? You're going to probably start loading up first, and there we go with your load up. You got a really high knee sometimes you don't have such a high knee. And you load up right there, but you're also starting your swing at the same time, okay? I'd like to see a load up and then a slight pause before you swing, okay? Our load up should be when the pitcher's hands separate, when they come out of when his hand comes out of the glove and he starts his wind up. And then there's a slight pause before the ball actually gets there and you make a decision, okay? If we speed up Albert and get him caught up to you, I want you to notice what he does, okay? Watch that. Here comes his load up. Step, and he's just, it's like he's coiled. It's like he's pulled a rubber band. His rubber bands, or if he, twisted something, it's ready to come untwisted, right? So he's all loaded up, ready to go. He's all his power's back here, and he's ready to let it go, okay? What you got going on, and you see what he's got that is really good, is he loads up and his bat's still at that position. You're starting your swing, and your bat is coming away from your body, okay? When we start our swing, we want to try to keep the bat as close to our back shoulder as possible as we open up. Okay, so let's go forward with it. You're coming forward, and you see how far out the bat is from your body? We want to get a little bit closer. It's called being short to the ball. Okay, we want that bat as close to our rear shoulder as we can get it. And if I run through Albert Smith's swing, you see how close he keeps that bat to his rear shoulder? And you see how he turns his lower body? Now, you got pretty good lower body turn, but we want to get it all together. We want to get our knee, our rear knee, rear hip, and our hands and that feet squishing the bug all at the same time. So if we back up before impact, we want all those moving at once, okay? We got a little bit of lag time with some of them, but if we get them all moving at once, sort of like what Albert's got going on, and let's back him up so you can see it. Watch how everything moves at once. See how everything moves at once? Keep going. Bam. Bam. Right through the impact. Okay? That's what I want to see you do. Move everything, open straight out, and stay back. When I say stay back on the ball, you see as Albert's getting to the ball, how his hands are ahead of his head. Okay? It's called staying back. So our hands are over here, our head's right there. Get you going to impact. We got the same thing, but I want to get our weight a little bit more back. You're kind of upright. Albert is back, okay? want to move all this part of your body back just a little bit so our weight is back here. So we got all our power behind the ball. Okay, we want to get further back. Okay, go to impact, and you're at impact there, and you got your good hands. Your hands aren't rolled over. Your palm up, palm down. That means your rear arm, the palm of that hand. If you were to open up your hand off your bat, the palm would be straight out. Okay, if you're doing the same thing with the front arm, your palm would be down, and that's the same thing Albert's got going on here. Palm up, palm down. Okay, run through, good extension. You're pointing at the bat at the pitcher. That's exactly what we want. We don't want to stop our swing after impact. Point that bat at the pitcher. Show them that what you've done. Okay, see Albert, great extension. You see how his arm's straight out and the bat straight at the pitcher. I'd like to see that too with your arms straight out. Okay, so as Albert goes, nice high finish, awesome swing. He lets go, no problem. He doesn't let go down here, right? He lets go, he holds on to that bat as long as possible, and then his hand comes off. Okay. Follow yours through, and you kind of give up on it. Okay, we don't want to do that. We don't want to give up on it. We want to finish high. Let's try to finish high, swing through the ball, and we'll be all set.